Echinacea. All right, this is a three-piece Echinacea Pollynation Golden Summer Mix live plant. And you know what? These three colors, I have to say, perennial, by the way, coming year after year. I mean, it is just like sunshine in, you know, especially in that crate. I love that wood barrel crate look. All right, talk to me about these on a sale price. They're large flowers and they're gorgeous.
Just the basics. These are a native USA plant. So a lot of people ask for those because that means they'll grow anywhere in the country. They are native to North America. And they're also a perennial, so they're going to come back for you even bigger and better every year. They're very, very drought tolerant, and they love the sun. So you don't have to put these where the hose reaches. As long as they get watered in the first few weeks after you plant them, they'll be fine all on their own. These are also something that gives you a giant color pop in the garden. They are a more compact mounding variety of coneflower that doesn't tip over or bend or get flat. They also bloom the first season after you plant them. Most Echinacea you won't see much until the next summer, so you have to wait till the second season. These will bloom for you right away this year. In fact, just going to pop this out into the front of the camera. This is one of our shipping samples, which already has a flower on it. So chances are when you open up your box, it'll already be blooming.
But look at the colors too.
This is something, you don't have to pick a color. You get all of these colors, so you're going to get bright oranges, pinks, magentas, and goldens. And you'll get 3 containers.
I can help you.
Like this, and they will have a variety of colors in each one. So wherever you plant these, you're going to get tons of beautiful tricolor. Also, this is a really great coneflower because it has an extra large seed pod or cone at the top. So this gives lots of interest to your garden, even in the fall and winter, Nancy, because you don't have to cut these back. In fact, I encourage you not to, because these will be a food source for the birds, the winter birds in your garden over the winter, because of all the little seeds in that crown.
That pod.
So, and they will also self-seed, which means you're going to get more and more of these Echinacea in that area every year when you plant them. I just think these are great, and they've been very popular because they're very easy. People are interested in native plants because they're trying to, you know, aesthetically plant what kind of belongs here in the U.S. and that does well here in this climate. And these will grow everywhere, up in Minnesota, down in South Florida. In fact, I like to tell people, if you live in the desert, like in, in Phoenix area, someplace like that, Palm Springs, sometimes it's really hard to find a flower that will grow in that heat, and you're kind of settling on a lot of succulent plants and rocks and things in your garden because you can't have a lawn per se. Okay, so these will do okay there. However, there's one caveat. You need to keep them in a pot so that in the hottest part of the afternoon you can pull them into the shade. As long as they get a break from the hot sun in those 100-degree days, they will be okay, and make sure they get plenty of water, clearly, as well. So plant these in pots, and in fact, if you can plant them in a shady area in the desert, they'll love it there because they love the heat and they're very drought tolerant.
Hey, Carolyn, is this like the same Echinacea that we kind of know?
This is the one I had last year, the Pollynation. So it had a lot of great reviews. Everybody loved it. So this is one of the few, like the Lantana, that we brought back this year. So this is the one you're familiar with. And if you had it last year, and I'm sure it did well for you, shop with confidence, because this will be the same thing if you want to add more to your garden this year. You're going to get the fuchsia, the yellow, and the orange. And as I mentioned, this will bloom this season. You don't have to wait. Now, these can go in the ground, but they're also fantastic in containers. And don't worry if you're putting them in a container and you live in a lower zone where it gets really cold in the winter, they will survive in the container. Remember, these are a summer flower. I had a question from a lady on Facebook who said, should I request a refund or a replacement for my Echinacea because I don't see anything happening yet in the pot? And I wrote her back and I said, gosh, it's only April. She lives in zone 5. I said, it's only April, it's too early. So like the hibiscus, that you don't see much happening until early June, that's the same with your Echinacea in parts of the country where we have 4 seasons. If you live someplace where it's always summer, that's a different story. But your Echinacea is not going to be happening yet, but it will start growing and then grows really quickly once it starts blooming in early summer, and will bloom all the way through fall. And again, don't cut them back because even as they turn brown, those seed pods will feed your birds. You know, it's funny, I used to do tours at the LA Zoo. Did you know that? I was a docent. I wore the safari outfit.
Really?
I had to do a UCLA course to do that too. Those docents, they really know what they're talking about if you take a zoo tour. But the reason I bring that up is because one of the things I learned is how birds survive in the cold weather, because they seem so delicate, right? And of course they need shelter from the wind, but mainly they survive because birds eat constantly, and that's how they maintain their body temperature. So if your birds in your yard are having trouble finding anything to eat over the winter, they may not have success with surviving as well as they would if you had this in your garden, and of course your bird feeders. So that's
feeding
how
them
they
in the
need
winter.
So
I
when
love
people
that.
say you eat like a bird, that's kind of the opposite of what they mean, because birds eat all the time.
They eat their weight or something, I heard, right?
They eat a lot. So provide your wild birds with a wonderful garden of food sources like this.
These kind of also remind me of daisies, the shape
well, they're
of
in that
them,
kind
right?
of that daisy family,
Which always
very
makes me happy. Happy flowers, right?
Daisies have that pollen center, but these are also very pollinator attracting, but they have the cone
Special
in the center,
cones,
which fills with seeds.
Also, it's got a lot of texture to it. And then you're getting all the beautiful colors as well. I also love that it's a perennial, so year after year, right?
Yeah, I love it. So again, you get all 3 colors. They'll bloom this summer, and super easy care.
People are picking up more than one.
Good.
They love
I love
you.
it. Thank you.
It's almost like having our favorite best friend as our garden expert.
Oh, thank you, Nancy. You're so
well,
sweet.
We love having you back. Okay. Oh, the gorgeous. We gave him a sneak peek. I'm glad we did, because